teaching internationally as opposed to teaching in your own country. Okay, well, teaching in Asia is very different to teaching in the UK or in another Western country, because the culture is completely different and the education system is different as well. The differences about teaching here in Singapore, one thing I would say with teaching internationally in general is you don't get a pension. If you're not a citizen of a country, you're not going to get a pension, so that's a downside. I currently don't have a pension in England. Another, say, downside is there's no union, so I have no union to protect me, nowhere to go to really speak. That's another downside to teaching internationally. The bonuses are of teaching in Southeast Asia, I can't say for everywhere else, is the taxation is low, very low, and the wages are as high, if not higher, than the UK. So it's comparable living. You get expat packages, so they'll pay for your accommodation, for you to have accommodation to live in, and some companies will offer flights home, medical insurance, which is good. Obviously, well, not obviously, but for me, it's not as good as the country that I've come from, health insurance. Because in England, I didn't need health insurance and everything was covered. Here, with health insurance, it's only minimal things that are covered, and other things are very, very expensive, like currently my back tooth needs fixing, and that's going to cost me an absolute fortune, and I'm in pain rather than actually just paying it out, because I couldn't work out what to actually purchase. The differences were $90 to $1,000, and he was trying to convince me that the $1,000 one is better, which I believe it is, but $1,000 is a lot of money. And other things, you know, you can't just go and get free referrals like you do at home. So for me, that's a negative. Obviously, if you're coming from other countries like South Africa or America, you don't have like free medical care anyway, so that probably isn't a consideration for you. But for me, it's a big one in where I decide to live for the long term. Again, the culture is different here, and it's very much hard work. The children are pushed through their paces a lot, so higher expectations are expected from the teachers to have, in regards to having a more personal relationship with the parents and trying to contact them more and build more. They also want to know more about how their child's doing more regularly, especially as education isn't free here in Singapore. You pay for it, and the school that I'm working at, people are paying a lot of money to put their children there, so what's expected is a lot higher as well, in regards to not just teaching, but what's expected from the parents in regards to communication skills too. I would say those are the bigger differences. Behaviour wise, children are children, so I can't say behaviour is any different. Structure wise, it is different. So the school that I'm teaching in isn't an international school as such. It's more like an enrichment centre. So even though I get good holidays, I don't get the same amount of holidays that you would get if you was working for an international school overseas or working in a British school or Australian school. So I didn't really get Easter off, only because it's not really celebrated here. I had one day off, which was Good Friday. In total, I get about 6 to 8 weeks off. Yeah, it's about 8 weeks if you include December, because we get maybe 2-3 weeks off in December. So those are the fundamental differences. The taxation, you'll have a bit more money in your pocket, put it that way, but you haven't got a pension, and you may need to pay out for medical things as well. But for me, it's about teaching overseas, seeing something different, experiencing a different culture, and the way the setup here is set up is very good. So if you go into the schools, you'll notice, because I do outreach at other schools, there'll be more than one teacher in a classroom, especially with the younger years that I teach. A lot of the schools will have like a Chinese teacher and another teacher that's teaching the subject. So the children are all bilingual, and you'll have teachers that can give each other advice about what they're teaching, etc. So the setup is completely different. It's more hands-on, and I think that's a good thing. They do have punishment here as well. I don't know if it's called corporal punishment, but they have punishment here too. So at some of the state schools here, children will get, as they put it, beat if they're out of line. But I think you have to do something extreme to be out of line. But that is here. So some children are quite fearful, or were very fearful when I started teaching them, because they were scared that as they were getting older, and I was teaching them that I would be, beating them, so to speak. But I've explained to the children, and parents did, at the school that I work at, that is a no-go. We do not do that, and I've never done that in England, so I wouldn't do it here. And also, me as a teacher, I'm very different to the teachers that they've had. Their usual teachers have either been Caucasian or Singaporean, so they ask a lot of questions. They're very inquisitive. They'll ask me what my nationality is, where my parents are from, why my hair's the way it is, why my hair's so long. They'll ask a lot of questions, but it's coming from a good place. It's coming from a good place. Some of it, it's coming from the parents when they'll sort of say things like, but how can you be from England if you're brown? And then I go through the discussion how there's a lot of people in England who have brown skin as well. So yeah, those are the fundamental differences between teaching in a Western environment or your own country to teaching in Asia that I found personally from the UK to Singapore.